For the first time, there are countries where women earn more than men, and it's not for the reason you think. What if I told you there are countries where women earn more than men, and no one is talking about it? For decades, the global conversation has focused on one narrative: women earn less than men. It's a statistic repeated so often that it feels universal, unquestionable, and permanent. But beneath the surface, something unexpected is happening. In certain countries, across specific industries and age groups, the numbers have quietly flipped. Women are out-earning men, and the reasons have nothing to do with favoritism and everything to do with education, policy, and economic shifts no one saw coming. Why the gender pay story is more complex than we think. The gender pay gap is real, but it isn't simple. Most headlines flatten the issue into a single global number, ignoring how income changes by age, education level, sector, and national policy. When you zoom in, a more complicated picture appears. In several countries, young women are earning more than their male counterparts. In others, women dominate higher-paying sectors, while men remain concentrated in declining industries. And in some places, government systems have unintentionally created environments where women financially outperform men. This isn't about replacing one inequality with another. It's about understanding how modern economies reward skills and how women have adapted faster. How education quietly shifted the balance. One of the biggest drivers behind women out-earning men is education. Across much of the developed world, women now outperform men academically. They graduate at higher rates, pursue advanced degrees more often, and dominate fields tied to stable, high-paying careers. Men, meanwhile, are more likely to drop out, delay education, or remain in sectors that haven't evolved with the economy. As automation and digitization reshape labor markets, the gap in adaptability has begun to show up in paychecks. Countries that reward credentials, specialization, and continuous learning are seeing women rise faster and earn more. Iceland, where equality policies change the game. Iceland is often cited for gender equality, but fewer people realize how those policies have affected income dynamics. With aggressive transparency laws, equal pay certifications, and strong parental support systems, Iceland reshaped workplace incentives. Women entered leadership roles at higher rates, while men were encouraged to participate more in caregiving. The result wasn't just balance, it was a shift. In certain sectors and age brackets, women now earn more than men. This didn't happen because men were pushed down. It happened because women were finally allowed to rise without friction. Luxembourg, small country, big pay surprise. Luxembourg consistently ranks among the highest-paying countries in the world. What's surprising is that women there, especially in finance, administration, and public sector roles, often out-earn men. The reason lies in how the labor market is structured. Public sector jobs are well-paid, stable, and flexible, and women occupy a large share of them. Men, by contrast, are more represented in private sector roles, with higher volatility and performance-based pay. Over time, stability wins, and in Luxembourg, women are cashing in on that reality. Belgium, when transparency changes. Everything Belgium enforces some of the strongest pay transparency laws in Europe. Companies are required to report wage gaps and justify discrepancies. That pressure has reshaped hiring and promotion practices. Women in Belgium have steadily moved into professional and managerial roles, while men remain overrepresented in manual and declining industries. Among younger workers, women now earn more on average. It's not a revolution, it's the outcome of visibility. When pay becomes transparent, bias becomes expensive. Australia. Young women pulling ahead. Australia presents one of the clearest examples of a generational shift. Among workers under 35, women often earn more than men. This reversal is tied to education and sector choice. Women dominate healthcare, education, law, and public administration, fields that offer consistent income growth. Men are more likely to work in construction, trades, and mining, which can pay well but fluctuate heavily. When the economy slows or automates, stability beats volatility, and young women are benefiting first. Nordic countries. When social systems reward consistency across Nordic nations like Norway, Denmark, and Finland, the story is similar. Strong welfare systems, subsidized childcare, and parental leave policies reduce career penalties traditionally faced by women. As a result, women maintain uninterrupted career trajectories more often than men. Over time, that consistency compounds. Promotions stack, experience accumulates, salaries rise. In several Nordic sectors, women now earn more, not because they're favored, but because they stayed in the game longer. The industries where women are winning. The pay reversal doesn't happen everywhere. It's concentrated in specific industries that define modern economies. Healthcare, education, data analysis, policy, human resources, compliance, and knowledge-based services all favor skills women increasingly dominate. Meanwhile, industries that once paid men well, manufacturing, extraction, and physical labor, are shrinking or automating. This isn't ideological, it's structural. Countries that transitioned faster into knowledge economies created environments where women's strengths translated directly into income. Why men are falling behind in these countries? This story isn't about women taking something from men, it's about men not adapting quickly enough to changing economic rules. In many of these countries, men are less likely to retrain, return to school, or shift industries. Cultural expectations still push men toward outdated definitions of work and success. When those roles disappear, the financial consequences follow. The countries where women earn more are often the same places where men face rising underemployment, not unemployment, but stagnation. Why no one is talking about this? This trend doesn't fit clean narratives. It challenges assumptions on both sides of the gender debate. It's uncomfortable, complex, and politically inconvenient. Talking about women earning more than men forces societies to confront a deeper issue. Economic systems reward adaptability, not tradition. And right now, women are adapting faster. So the conversation stays quiet, but the data keeps moving. What this means for the future of work. If current trends continue, more countries will see partial or full pay reversals in the next decade. Especially among younger workers, women will increasingly set income benchmarks. This doesn't signal the end of inequality. It signals a transformation. The future of work will reward education, emotional intelligence, collaboration, and lifelong learning, traits women are statistically embracing at higher rates. Countries that invest in these skills will see the gap widen further. The real warning behind the title. The warning isn't that women earn more than men. The warning is that economies are changing faster than cultural expectations. Those who fail to adapt, regardless of gender, will be left behind. Women in these countries didn't win a lottery. They followed incentives, invested in skills, and navigated systems that finally stopped blocking them. That's the real story. This isn't a trend, it's a signal. These countries aren't anomalies, they're previews. They show what happens when education, transparency, and modern labor markets collide. The result isn't equality on paper, it's inequality in unexpected directions. And as 2026 approaches, one thing is clear. The future of income won't belong to those who complain the loudest, but to those who evolve the fastest. The pay gap story isn't over, it's just changing sides. Right now, only a handful of countries show this reversal clearly. But the forces behind it, education, demographics, incentives, are global. So here's the real question. Which country do you think will be next and why? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more data-driven stories about how the world is quietly changing, make sure you're subscribed.